Oh, hello everybody. Sorry, this is gonna be it's gonna be brief, but I really needed to go live. I meant to go live Sunday night, and just entirely too tired to do it. And I actually went to bed without even taking my pants off, without putting on my pajamas. Can you guys hear me? Oh, there's Brother Keith, Bama Bigfoot, and Gene, and Susan. Thank you all for being here. Make sure I got the comments going. There we go. Good deal. Can you guys hear me okay? I kind of put it together really quick. Good deal. Bama Bigfoot, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just had a couple of updates. This is going to be really brief. You'll hear the dogs going back and forth. I'm here alone at home. And I got home, put the post up, let you guys know that I'd be coming live tonight, and rotated the dogs out, fed the baby goats, got them in their kennels, and here I am. I may get a phone call while I'm doing this, and I'll explain to you what's going on. I've been away from YouTube about the past week. We've been having to go to multiple doctor's appointments. Oh, there's D, Cherokee Roxy, and Brother Pappy, and Mike. Well, it's good to see everybody. And Monica, thought I'd seen Michael Bishop on there. So there he is. It's good to see y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. I do have an update. If the phone rings, I have to take the call, and I'll explain to you what's going on. All these appointments we've been having were for Kim, and we've been trying to get her back taken care of for 3 months, 4 months. A lot of scans, MRI scans, CAT scans, contrast scans, just every scan known to man, I believe. Spent a bunch of them. The doctor called us yesterday and said, be in tomorrow morning for surgery for Kim. And so we had to get up early this morning, and we had to leave here at 5. I thought the surgery, when he called, Kim didn't tell me. I thought it was in Panama City, which is 35 miles, 38 miles from us, and it wasn't. It was actually in near Destin in the Sacred Heart Hospital. We got over there, and the type of back surgery she had, I don't understand how it's even possible. Hey, Gracie. But they went in from the side, and they had to cut away some disc that was blown out, causing pain issues, and remove that and put a cage around the affected areas, and then put some type of synthetic bone material in it to form a graft to bond and fuse those bones together to kind of bypass the disc. She went in surgery. The surgery started at 10:30 this morning, and it went on for 5 hours. They got her out, and I took off. I went back to the hospital because I had to take care of the animals. Gracie, come here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not. I don't have nobody here to keep the Gracie, our deaf puppy, sidetracked, and she is a heathen. She gets into everything. But anyhow, they brought her out into recovery. Her left leg was hurting her. So the spine doctor we have is amazing. He's just an awesome man. And he sent her up for an MRI. Well, they finally figured a room, and they sent me up to the room. And they wheeled her up there after the MRI, and they were waiting on a second nurse to come so they could shift her from the operating bed to the bed in the room. And her spine doctor come in and said, hit the brakes, we're not going there. How are your legs feeling? And Kim says, my legs are numb. The skin is numb on the outside, but it's not hurting like it was. And the doctor said, well, the MRI showed that when we had cut all of the excess disc material off, when they were pulling it or putting the cage in or whatever they were doing, some of that material got pushed into the nerve channel in her spine. And the doctor was extremely concerned. And so they turned her around and she's in surgery right now. We took her back in surgery to get that stuff out. And it's not a major thing, but he doesn't want to take any chances. And he said, if we leave it there, there is a chance it will become permanent. And we're not doing that. I'm here to fix you. And that's exactly what we're doing. So anyhow, that's, we've been dealing with that. I've been extremely overwhelmed trying to take care of all these appointments, running to get feed and everything that goes on running an operating farm on one vehicle and with a 9-year-old in school uh, in a different city altogether. It's a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare. It's almost impossible. We make it happen. Good Lord's just, he's always provided a way. But anyhow, that's where I have been. And I apologize for not being here and maintaining the videos, but my family comes first. I love all of you guys. You guys are part of my family. But Kim needs help. She needs relief of the pain that she's been suffering and the problems with her legs. And so that's what we're focused on. And I just want to get that out front. If I get a phone call, I will have to take it. And you guys would just, you'll get to hear the conversation. The hospital is very informative. It's a wonderful hospital, and I highly, highly recommend it. But I do have, I have an update. I'm going to pull it up. I'm not prepared. I just got in and I had to come live and fill you guys in, let you know what's going on. Y'all know just about everything about our family here, our personal life, and I try to share everything with you. And I just wanted to make sure you guys were kept in the loop in the event something happened. And then I come back and said, hey, by the way, this happened and you guys had no idea. And I just haven't had time to do it up to this point. But the update I got, you guys remember Miss Marguerite Walker, her son Brett was on life support. He went in with the pneumonia, and we done a prayer request for him just recently. Well, she emailed me. I got this email this morning. We were headed to the hospital. I have not replied to her. I've been driving. We got there. We had to do a COVID test for her, administration, and it was back and forth all over that hospital. And we're supposed to have been there by 7, which we were, but we finally got settled in about 8:45 in the prep room. 10:15, they took her back. 10:30, she was under the knife, so to speak. But anyhow, I'm going to share this with you, this email. And this, you guys remember Brett, Miss Marguerite's son, and keep the prayers up for him. But I'm going to read you what she had wrote me. This is awesome. She says, Dear Donnie, family, and fellow subscribers, thank you all, and God bless. I'm so touched by all the prayers for my son, Brett. He has not seen them yet, but I can hardly wait to show him. Gracie, come here, girl. Gracie. Oh, she's playing with something. I'm sorry, guys. She's got a Christmas ornament. That's great. It's plastic, though. But okay, I'm sorry. She says, he has not seen him yet, but I can hardly wait to show him. He is doing so much better. He is actually awake now. He's still hooked up with all the tubes, but wow, what a difference. And it's all due to your prayers. He still has a long way to go, and I'm confident that he will go the distance and win this battle. Thank you, Jesus. I will let you know when he is ready to leave the hospital. It will not be soon, however, a long road to recovery, and God bless you all. Hallelujah. Isn't that just, that's all glory to God right there. You know, the power of prayer. Thank y'all. thank every one of y'all for praying for them, and everybody that we've been sending prayers out. Miss Audrey's son, Stoney, and we have one of our own. You guys, we did do a prayer request for him. That's Mike Williams, Mike and Pat Williams. Mike has breathing issues, lung issues, and we done a prayer request for him. The next day, he actually felt a lot better, but he has a lot of problems that are affecting him, and nothing is impossible through Christ. So please, guys, please keep the prayers up for Mike Williams, Brother Mike, that his lungs get healed, whatever is affecting him, that the Almighty Creator will reach in there and just snatch it out by the hair of its head and get it away from him and get him healed. If that's God's will for him, he may just be waiting for us to reach out and call upon the Father. We just don't know. I wish we did. But yes, it absolutely is. With Brett, that's amazing. The power of prayer. God is so good. What a blessing. I did want to share something. I debated on it. It's been probably 10 days ago. I got to go hunting, and this one is, I don't know what to say about it, but I have not done any good. My hunting, I haven't seen anything. What I have seen has been small, young deer, and I just think I got a desire to shoot a baby. But I haven't had any. The ones I have seen that are big, that are old, I haven't had a shot that I could have taken without chancing an injury on them. So I haven't harvested anything. Well, I decided to go after pigs in an area where I've done a lot of filming. And actually, you guys have seen a couple of the videos where I've caught the pigs out in that area and I filmed them. Well, I went out there and there were several pigs. There was a gigantic red boar hog, beautiful boar, but I couldn't have got him out. He was just probably 320 to 340 pounds. But he was laying at the base of an oak tree. And that the wild pigs, they work like a unit. And one of them, they'll have a sentry, and it's almost always a boar. And the boar will be out, and he just kind of watches over the pack where the rest of them sleep. And I knew the group was there. I could smell the other pigs. A boar hog, a dominant boar, stinks. I mean, it's horrible. And your sows, your gilts, your young pigs, they have a molasses smell, like a fresh soil and molasses. It's kind of a sweet smell. Well, I could smell that too. Well, I eased around. I stayed in the water, and I did come across a few pigs. I didn't shoot them. The two that I had within range, very, very close, both of them had babies. And so I got away from them. And, oh, gee whiz. Let me get her out. Please hold on just a second. Gracie's raiding our storage boxes. Come here, girl. Hey, come on here. Come here. They're right there. Get out. Good girl. You stay right there for a second. You're trouble. Put bed in it. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I can't think with her. She's opening boxes, our Christmas storage stuff. I'm in the our other den. We have two dens, and this one's where we store stuff. And she's opening the boxes, taking Christmas ornaments out and taking them in the other living room to eat them. Sorry about that. But what happened when I seen the two pigs that had babies with them, I had a straight view of them. I had a straight view of the babies. She is chewing something else. 2 seconds. Please, I'm sorry. Let me make sure she's not eating the remote for the TV. Crazy. Hey, girl. Okay. I'm coming, guys. If you're in trouble, Oh my Lord. Christmas ornament. She has she destroyed it. I didn't think she would eat it that fast. So I'm sorry. I'm not like this normally. Normally I have Kim here and Rosie, but Rosie spend the night with her aunt so that because I have to leave in the morning to go to Alabama for my doctor. Okay, forgive me. Uh, where was I at? Oh, with the pigs. All right, I could see these two pigs, two females. They had babies. One of them looked like four babies, and the other one had a bed full of them. Uh, I don't know, 10, 12 of them, but they were little. They were little bitty guys, probably the size of a little bigger than a soda can. And I didn't want either mother to charge me, and I would have to shoot her to protect myself because if she dies, all the babies die, and that's that wasted killing. It's not hunting. It's a killing. So I backed out, and this area, it's in the swamp, but there's a ridge in that swamp that's above water. The river would have to be incredibly high for that ridge to go under, and I've never seen it under. And I've been out there since 1985, and I've never seen that ridge under. So I went back. I had my waders on, and I went in the water, and I went around the ridge, and it's probably 125 yards long, 130 yards long, and then it's got a game trail 2 feet wide, and it goes straight through the swamp. And if you're on it when the swamp is thigh deep, you can stay on that trail, and it's about ankle deep, and that's where the deer, the pigs, the animals travel. And it's the neatest thing. You can see all the mud and the scars on the trees as the pigs are going there down there, and they're rubbing their side, scratching their face, and their tusks are cutting the bark on the trees. And so they're marked. Even with water, when it's underwater, you can see where the trail is. Well, I was going around to that far end and then come in because all the pigs I seen were at the opposite end. I didn't want to tangle with that big boar because I wouldn't been able to get him out. I didn't want to kill the two mamas and have all the babies die. So I went to the other end. I'm easing through the water, and I'm coming up on the palmettos, and I see a pig. I see black, and a pig is a very just a incredibly dark black. It's shiny, but it's really it's blacker than black, and I could see it. And it looked like the pig was sitting on his rear end with his head up, like he was scratching his butt. If you ever seen the videos where they'll sit down and they'll go back and forth, scratching their butt on the ground. And I thought that's what he was doing, and just uh, I couldn't figure out, is his butt in the air and his head on the ground, because I couldn't see the ears. And a wild pig has very large pointed ears, like a German Shepherd. I don't see the ears, and I thought, well, that's odd. It doesn't look right. And I was only 40 or 50 feet from it. And so I got the scope up of my muzzleloader, and it'll dial in pretty good. It'll zoom stuff right in on you. And looking at it, it's on 3 power, which is the lowest setting, and it goes up to I think 12, 10 or 12. And I turned it from 3 to 5, which is a decent zoom. And I could not see how the top part could be the butt, but then I couldn't see how it could be the head. It was shaped completely wrong, and it was behind the palmettos, but I could make it out clearly. And I had an opening, um, probably the size of a basketball, that nothing was in the way, and I could see it really clear. So I dialed it up to scope in, probably 3/4 of the way, and I could see the hair, the strands of hair, and it was wavy. You know, when you see a pig, they got the hair, the lines of the hair run sideways. If you imagine a paintbrush that has dirty bristles where they're kind of stuck together, and if you turn the paintbrush sideways, the way the bristles are laying this way, that's where your pigs look. And when you see the dark spots, you look through your scope, and if you see them lines, it's a pig. With this one, the lines were going vertical, up and down. and I could not make any sense of it at all. And I zoomed the scope in a little further. Well, I went ahead and I cocked the hammer on the muzzle loader, and I just laid my finger on the trigger, and I thought, well, what if it's a dog? And I've never seen a bear out there. I've never seen scat. I've never seen a track, anything. And I don't know anybody who ever has. But I thought maybe due to the flood and the bear got pushed in, and I definitely don't want to shoot him. And so I backed my finger off the trigger. I was just kind of teetering between pulling the trigger. Well, I zoomed all the way in, and the hair looked, it was wavy, like it was really tight, wavy, but it was long, 5 or 6 inches is what it appeared. I could have been wrong on that, but it just, nothing was adding up. Well, I zoomed back out. I lowered the muzzle loader, and it was turned away from me, and I waited to see the ears, and it's doing this like scratching his butt. What I thought, and I don't know what it did. I don't know if it leaned over. I have no idea. But the way it was set up, it looked to be probably about waist high. I'm 5'9", about waist high on me at the top of it. Well, it kind of moved forward, and then it went sideways across through the palmettos. And like a pig, it sounded like a freight train. But when it turned and started moving, I'm pretty sure there were two very long legs. When it moved, the front end kind of stretched out and the feet were way back here. And when it pulled the back legs up, it looked like human legs with the knees bending under. If you were to get down on all fours and try to crawl and leave your feet in position till your legs were directly behind you, that's the way it looked. And I think it was one of the big guys. I didn't make a positive identification on it, but I got out of there. It scared me. When that thing took off, it went from what I thought was a good solid 250-pound pig to being something totally different. I have no idea. It reminded me of the one of the movies we had watched several years ago. It's a horror show, and they had these creatures. It looked like the one people are posting on the internet called a rake, really skinny, but it's got these odd movements the way it crawls. It looks like a humanoid figure. That's what this resembled, but it was very bulky, very thick, and covered with really long, wavy black hair. I did not identify, I didn't see a face on it at all, but there was no snout either. When it turned, it went broadside of me, and then it got in the water and was gone. It sounded like a motorboat going through there, and you could see the palmettos are probably 6 or 7 foot tall through there, and you could see them just laying them over, plowing through it. And I went the way that it ran. I could have went that way and been 100 yards and been back on the trail, and I could have got to the car. But instead, I went straight south, which about 350 or 400 yards through the just really nasty muck swamp. A lot of it was over my waist, but I think it may have been one of the big guys. I don't know. I wish I would have filmed it, but it was sprinkling, and I didn't want to take the chance of getting my phone wet. Um, but it was the same area. I've got a lot of pigs on film in there, but I've also had a lot of activity from the big guys the past few years. And we've been hunting near it, and I haven't seen anything this year that would suggest that they're back in there again. But I think they are. Everything's flooded. Guys, I don't have my glasses with me. They're in the car, and it's too cold to go and get them. I thought I'd seen. Oh, gee whiz. Oh, there's Danny. I seen Brother Keith in there, and you guys also, when y'all are doing prayers for our family here on YouTube, Keith Peebles. He's in the chat right now. Uh, he and I are very close. He's one of my brothers, and I love him to death. He's having some difficulties. What I truly believe is a spirit attack, spiritual attack on him, unclean spirits, or he's having a rough go. So please add him to your prayers too. You know, it takes a little Holy Spirit to get in there and just shake things up. Brother George and John Arnett. I didn't even see you come in, John. I'm sorry. I can make out a lot of the names. I can make out. It's just a blur. But I can make out a lot of it. There's Ray Dahl, Johnny on the spot, Arden. Uh, he's. Let me put what George says on there. He said, "Hooray! I would have shot that." Um, I almost did shoot it, but I thought it was a pig. You know, it definitely wasn't a deer. But when it just the shape of it, I was looking at it from the backside, evidently, because it almost tripled in size. When it took off, it didn't stand up and walk away on two legs like you would, like one of the big guys would. This thing was, it stayed on the ground, but it kind of like lunged forward. And I don't know if it, I don't know. I don't know how it even got, it was facing away from me, and it looked like it kind of laid forward, but then it's turned and it's going across. And the front end just kind of stretched way out. You could see the what I thought was legs. You could see him, you know, really taking these long strides, and then the back. And once it got fully stretched out, I seen the knee draw in and bend when it pulled its leg up, and it looked like a person. Just very oddly shaped. My buddy Chris is wanting to go in that area and hunt, but I think I'm going to give that area a rest for a little while. That scared me pretty rough. Too far back in that swamp to be shooting things that you can't identify, and I don't know what it was. It may not have been one of the big guys, but I've never seen an animal in my life that looked like that was shaped that way. Yeah. Where did, oh shoot, let me put up there what Radal says. Do you think it was like that thing you and Jeff saw? No, it definitely was not. What we had saw looked like a werewolf. If you guys remember the werewolf movies, not of the 70s and 80s, but the early 2000s, where they're using this technology. You know, what they can do with videos now is incredible. But what Jeff and I saw looked like a werewolf. I don't know how else to explain it. It was a dog, but it had arms and legs like a person. Just uh, really weird. You see it and you don't think it's real, but you're looking at it and it's moving, and it makes you second guess reality. Definitely. I seen where Brett, glad Brett had posted this. He says, "Do you need a camera on your gun?" Brett, I actually, I mount my GoPro anytime I am out, whether I'm hunting or if I go to the property. I film, with the exception of this past week, being in town and going to all these doctor's appointments. But on a regular basis, I film 7 days a week. I'm always filming, going into the woods, into the swamps. I'm always filming, and I mount the GoPro on my scope, and I do film it, just about everything. But I don't hardly ever catch anything. And the footage that I've posted with the footsteps, the stuff being thrown at me, it appears that I'm getting activity every time I go out, but it's not. I get 40 or 50 hours of video. I'll be lucky if I got 20 minutes of something happening. And I don't use all the video. I delete it. Once the memory card gets full, if there's nothing on it, I just delete it. And I had some really nice video of some deer that came in on me. But the little buck, he wasn't grown up, and I wasn't going to shoot him. But it was really it takes really good video. A pig had shot at recently. I got the video of it, and there's no kick. You can see the gun, the muzzle of the muzzleloader. You can see it jump and move, but that GoPro is so stable. It's like the camera was on a tripod. I didn't get it. I missed him really embarrassingly close. But I'm glad. I'm glad I missed him. I didn't want to make a bad shot and end up wounding it. And that's probably what it would have been if I wouldn't have if I would have hit him. It was a bad shot. I shouldn't have even tried. But that adrenaline gets going when you get up on a big pig or a big deer. You start getting kind of amped up. Yeah, this is Jeff was just mentioning what Tracy says here. Shouldn't go out alone because they like you, and that's the same thing Jeff has been saying. That, and I'm hearing it from a lot of people now, that these big creatures, big fellas like me, and there's something, I don't know what it is, but something about me has it to where they do bother me. They aggravate me, and it's scary. I don't like it at all. And Gene, let me put this up. What Gene says, I'm telling you that was a young dog man. See them here all the time. And I didn't see the one that Jeff and I seen had pointed ears. Looked like a German Shepherd, just straight pointed ears, but it laid them back when Jeff started getting really close. The ears like folded backwards, like a horse will when a horse gets agitated. And they done that. But the one I seen, what I thought was a pig, I didn't see ears at all. There were no ears, and it's obvious looking back on it that was definitely its head that I was looking at. If it was one of them big fellas, but I didn't see any ears, no pointed ears, no like our ears. I didn't see any at all. Brother Mike, you were so welcome. This is you guys see him in the chat. This is our brother Mike. He and Pat are from the hills of Tennessee, and they're part of our family. And Mike is he's the one that's suffering with his lungs being attacked. And anything that happens to us, the common flu, even everything that happens to us comes to us by means of unclean spirits. I believe that wholeheartedly, and if I'm wrong, the Lord will prove it to me when I get there. But until that day, I'm going to continue to believe that. I don't think God had set us up to come here and fail by being infected by sicknesses on the beautiful plants and animals that He's created. I don't believe that. Johnny on the spot. Thank you so much. Oh, God bless you. Thank you. I had to put that up. The love we get from you guys is incredible, and we love y'all absolutely, just like our own blood family, our biological family. You guys are part of it. Whether we're half a world apart from one another, it doesn't matter. When this little old short life passes, we're all going to be back together again on the other side. And the good thing is we won't be tearing our bodies up on that side. We get glorified bodies, and that's going to be a good thing. I'm just having to keep checking the phone to make sure the Kim Surgeon, I was telling her daddy, because I've been having to keep him updated, and her daughter who lives in Arkansas, and several of our friends, just let them know what's going on with her. And I was telling her dad, this surgeon, he sees her regularly. He done her last couple of surgeries. He's a wonderful man. But we have his home phone number. We have his cell phone number. And he'll call out of the blue sometimes on a Saturday or a Sunday, or just you never know, just to see how she's doing. And I have never had a doctor in my life that would share their personal contact information. And we have his home and his cell number, and which we don't bother him. We don't call him at all. But when he calls, his name comes up on our caller ID, and so we accept the call. But we don't bother him. But he's one of the few. He's a praying man. He was prayed over when she had her neck done. He come in there, and when I got to the hospital and walked in, uh, he had his hands around hers, and they were both um, kneeled in prayer, over the bed. And it's such a beautiful thing when you find doctors that are like that. There's not many of them, unfortunately, but it's such a wonderful feeling. Those are the people that we trust in wholeheartedly. Yeah, I seen where Sharon was replying to Michael. I'm looking for it. There's Audrey. It's good to see you, Audrey. Uh, John Nolan. He's from the Hills, Tennessee, too. John's up there with Brother Mike. Uh, oh, there it is. Yeah, the uh, Michael, I'm gonna put that up. Hope you don't mind. For you guys that don't know what Michael's saying here, did I ever think about taking someone else out there with me to be on the safe side? I have, and I had several people that volunteered that would go anytime. Just give them a call, and they would be there. And to date, it hasn't happened. Uh, and I just life is busy, and you can't expect someone to walk away from their family life to go walking in the swamp or in the woods with me. And I understand it fully. I have no problem with it. One of my friends that had offered to go with me several times, uh, I think it was 3 or 4 of my outings, I contacted him. And a couple times he said, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I'll go. Let me know when you're up getting closer, and I'll meet you up at the store that we normally meet at." And every time something happens where he can't go, and so I go by myself. But I trust in the Lord that He's gonna keep that armor of light wrapped around me and send angels to clear the path for me. I don't believe He'll allow them to hurt me, but they scare me nonetheless, and that's my fault. For us to have faith in God, we're not supposed to fear these things. And the human side of me, I cannot get over it. I've tried to be tough. I don't run no more. I'll get out of the area, but I won't leave the woods because I've seen one of them or something happens. Unless if one of them attacks me, I'm out of there. But I have gotten better that I'll avoid wherever they're at so that I'm not having to confront them. I don't want to be close to one again. That was a very hard thing to get over, and I've never gotten over it. I'll probably feel this same way the day the Lord takes me home, whether it's tonight or in 10 years, 20 years, whenever it may be. I think I'll always have that inside fear of them. They really, really freak me out. It's just not right to have something look so much like a human, but yet you can feel the animal presence on them. It's really frightening. There's Tracy. It's good to see you, Tracy and Chris, Tracy Sheets, and Tracy Bowers. Oh, there's Sandra. If I missed you guys, I apologize. I'm having to kind of catch it through the light right to read. My eyes are bad. My glasses are right out there in the car, but I came in while the dogs were going out and taking care of their business. I threw on my pajamas, and I am not going out there in my flipper shoes. And I like to froze to death walking across that parking lot from the hospital. Uh, I'm. This is interesting, right? It said here, do you think they know you've been injured and can't run? Uh, Someone else had mentioned that to me recently. I'd received an email and it was regarding that. And when I talked to Scott Carpenter, uh, not when we had the live show, but I spoke with him and I asked him about it. I said, I got an email. Um, well, I didn't tell him it was an email. I just said somebody had mentioned possibly, since I'm not able to run, I've got physical issues, limitations, and I just can't run. If something or somebody is going to jump on me, I'm just going to take a whipping. It's better to just stand there and take it and not be winded than try to run and hurt myself trying to run, winded, and then get whipped. So, uh, but even he thinks there may possibly be something to it, because what does a predator do when they come on a pack of animals? You get a predator out there like the African shows that I'm sure all of us have watched at one point or other in our lives, of the wildebeest out there on the plains, and the lions come in and they'll run them, and the one that drops behind because he's weak or he's old and frail, he's not up to par, he can't keep up with the rest of them, that's the one they target. And it was really frightening when it was explained to me like that. And but I believe there's a lot of truth in that, and I hope that ain't what it is. I hope they just want to be my friend. Maybe I know I'm just making a joke about that, but I don't know why. I have no idea. And this is interesting what Michael has said. Gifting Bigfoot is a form of worship. People leave food gifts for false gods. Um, I have not looked at it that way, but you're absolutely right. People have been leaving gifts for idols, for false idols, forever, for thousands of years, since the dawn of mankind. And I have never thought about it with the big guys as being that way. But Michael, you very well may be right, buddy. It's kind of scary because I actually left some stuff for him one time, just trying it. I left a baseball out there, and they something ate the cover off the baseball. They destroyed it, and all this stringy stuff was all over the bushes, and it smelled so bad. Had such a horrible sticky odor, or it was sticky, but had just a horrible. The odor almost burned your nose. It smelled like it had ammonia in it. It was nasty. Yeah, Jan says it might be better if I'll type in caps. It helps some. My eyes are bad and I'm tired. I got up the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I've been getting up between 1 and 2 in the morning, and I'm so tired. I got sleep disorder. So if one of the dogs bark, or if Kim goes to the bathroom and she pulls the door, if I hear it, I wake up and I can't go back to sleep. And it's slowly caught up to me. And yesterday I got to the point where I just about couldn't go no more. And I went to bed thinking I could sleep till 5, and I woke up again at 2. And then Kim says, "Oh, we got to leave here at 5." And I didn't know we was going clear over to Destin. I thought we were just headed south to Panama City, but it is what it is. Just be tired for a while, but it's all good. I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to come on and let you guys know. I haven't gone anywhere. We're fine. Kim's having to get her back fixed. And a lot of you have come on since I announced it, and I'll run it by again because I know a lot of you guys don't know. Um, the last couple of weeks, we've been doing a lot of doctor's appointments. It's been every day for Kim. Scans. We had to do a scan on Saturday from the hospital. I don't even remember all the appointments. It's been a lot of them. The doctor's trying to find um, what the problem is with her back. She's had several back surgeries also. Well, he called us yesterday afternoon. It was after dark, and he said, "Need you in tomorrow. We're doing the surgery tomorrow morning." And it was kind of uh, spur of the moment thing, but we had to do it. We got to get her out of pain and get her to feeling better. And so we went over there. She went into surgery, or they started the actual surgery at 10:30 this morning. She was in surgery for 5 hours. I came home, took care of the animals, fed the babies again, and went back over there. um, they had her in recovery, and she was complaining of her left leg hurting. And so the doctor, the surgeon, sent her to have an MRI done. And the meantime, uh, they told me the room they were assigning to her. I went up to the room, and I no longer walked in, and they wheeled her in the bed from the operating room. And she was awake, a little groggy, but she was awake. And the doctor, the surgeon, walks in and says, "How's your leg? Is it hurting anymore?" And she said, "No, it's not hurting, but they're numb. Both legs are numb." And he said, "Well, I just read the MRI, and when he cut the disc out, he had to remove some disc, but the way he had to." They went in through her side. They didn't go in through her back like they normally do. It went in from the side. It's a different procedure altogether. Well, the little pieces, they cut the disc out in little bitty pieces, and they remove it. Well, then he had to go in with a cage, which goes around the vertebrae, and they fill it with powder, synthetic bone powder, and some type of growth hormone, and it causes that synthetic powder to fuse and to actually, where the disc is, it becomes calcium. Well, when they were putting the cage in, it there were some fragments or pieces of the disc still in there, and they actually pushed it into the nerve channel of her spine, and it was pushing against the nerves that control her legs. So he said, "We're not moving you off this gurney onto your bed. We're going back down into surgery because we got to get that out. If we don't get that stuff out of there, what you're experiencing right now could very easily become permanent." So she's in surgery right now, the second surgery for today, and I'm waiting for a call, an update. They call every hour and a half to every 2 hours. They call when they start the surgery, which I've already had that call, and then they'll call to let me know how she's going. And then when the surgery's over, they'll call, and then when she's in recovery and she wakes up, they'll call. And I mean, the hospital is just fabulous. Uh, it's a Christian hospital. Every room has a cross, a crucifix hanging on the wall. They encourage praying. The staff, the nurses, the room cleaners, everybody in there prays, and it is the most amazing hospital I've ever seen. It's a wonderful place. But I have to go to bed tonight with my phone ringer on and listen for when the call comes in, and then I have to be up early, and I got to go to Alabama tomorrow for my medical, for my checkup, for um, the issues I have from when I broke my neck, and for the PTSD from 2011. But it's all good. We're doing good. Kim's doing good. I hope all of you guys are doing good. It's such a pleasure seeing everybody, and um, everybody's here. I didn't expect everybody to show up. I was trying to keep this short. I'm really tired, and I apologize if I'm rambling. It's been a rough day. It's a pretty long drive from here to Miramar, which is part of Destin, and I'm shot. I'm going to be going to sleep here shortly, but I got to keep the phone by my head. As soon as it rings, I'm going to be up the rest of the night, so I hope you get a little bit of sleep for tomorrow. Yes, Brother George, I do hard than do need to go to sleep, buddy. I am so wore out. Kathy, thank you. Thank you for the prayers. Thank all of you guys for the prayers. Um, And please keep up the prayers for our brothers and sisters who are in need right now. And this Audrey's son, Stoney, he is one, and brother Mike and Brett. And if any of you other guys, if y'all need prayers, if you need if you want a prayer request that we put on here, and things happen. If you're new to the channel and you need prayers, or somebody that you know, friend, family member, your neighbor, whoever it may be, if somebody's in a bad situation and they need a little touch of the Holy Spirit introduced in their life, email me at standinggoatsrescue@outlook.com. I'll put it up on the screen. I think I got it still in here. I can't even read it. I think this is it. Yep, that's it. Okay, sorry. I can't even see. Everything's blurred and I'm tired. It's making it worse. But yes, if y'all have prayer requests that you need, email me. Right now, with what's going on, I may be a day or two before I get back to you. I will absolutely get back to you, and we'll put it here on the channel. The family we have here on Standing Goats Rescue is prophetic, and everybody that our family here has prayed for, things have happened. Powerful events have unfolded, just supernatural things. And it's the power of prayer. We got such a wonderful family here, and it's such a large gathering of Christ-filled people. And what a wonderful thing. Oh, Brother Ryan, I thought I seen you earlier. And there's Laurie LeBlanc. And I am me. I like that name. I am me. Sometimes I'm not so sure who I am. I'm so tired. Rat Dog, DRB. Mm. Yep, I'm about due for a haircut. That in the front, it looks like it's bald. It's not. My hair's turning chrome up there. uh, yes, Susan, I will absolutely let you guys know what's going on with Kim. It'll probably be late tonight before I get any answers, and I won't be coming back on tonight. I'm having a really rough time keeping my focus, and I apologize. I'm not good at doing that anyway, but it's a little harder when you're tired. And Brother Danny Church, uh, I've got, I'm going to be sharing a link on the channel. I just see it's for our Brother Danny Church. You guys see him in the chat, and it is to his church, the choir singing, and he's got a Facebook page that you can go there and watch it and take part in the service worship. And no better way to worship the Lord than through music. And I'm going to be sharing his information, his link on there, so you guys can go over and check him out and just lift him up and support him through prayer. And however you do, I'm not sure how on YouTube you subscribe to someone to support them. I don't know how you do it on Facebook. I don't quite understand the Facebook thing. I don't do it very often. Kim does everything on the Facebook. And you guys that are sending encounters, please don't send them to the Facebook, because Kim is usually at home and I'm the one that's out working on the tractor or doing whatever needs to be done. I'm the one out there, and she forgets a lot of times to let me know that we've had an encounter or a prayer request come in that someone has sent to the Facebook. We try to use the Facebook for the goats only. We don't use none of the big guy stuff, none of the Sasquatch or Bigfoot stuff on the Facebook, the Standing Goats Rescue. But prayer request, yes, absolutely. Anything has to do with the goats. If you have questions about the goats, how to treat them for an issue, or how to take care of anything, Kim is the one to reach out to as far as the goat. She does all the shots. I shake too bad, and I broke a couple of needles off in a pig that I loved very much, and So that was the end of my doing shots. But thank you all. Thank you so much for coming over tonight. I'm not going to be able to read all the chat. My vision's really blurry. I think mostly due to just being tired. Uh, but thank y'all so much for jumping over. I'll do an update. I'm hoping I'll have time tomorrow. Normally when I go to Alabama, I go every month. I normally get back home around 6 to 7 o'clock at night, but I'm going to try to come back, and instead of coming home, come back west of here and come out where the hospital is so I can visit with Kim before I come home and go to bed. So I probably won't do an update tomorrow, to be honest with you. If I have time to do it, I will absolutely do it. But if I get home late and I'm tired, I'll probably just go straight to bed so I can get up first thing and get back over there with her. Hopefully we'll get her home kind of quick. The doctor, he will not allow her to lay around in the bed and feel sorry for herself. He believes in motion is lotion, and he makes her get up on her feet and move and exercise to work out the swell. And he's an amazing man, a crossfield surgeon, if you believe that. But he's been a blessing for us. Thank all of you guys. Tracy, thank you so much for the prayers. We could not be more blessed than what we are to have you guys, and to have y'all support is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal, and I can't thank you enough. But hopefully we'll have, I will be doing videos again. I got to get Mama home, and the first few days, probably a week, I'm going to be doing everything by myself, all the feedings and just everything that has to be done around here. And it's a job for two people. It is almost a nightmare for one person. Tracy, thank you. Yes, I see what you wrote on there. Thank you so much. I will. We are good. Just the only thing we're in need of, Kim's in need of a little bit of help on her back, and I'm in need of a little bit of sleep. But it's all good. It'll come in due time. The Lord will hold me up until I can't hold myself up no more, and then He'll carry me. So I trust in Him. But thank all of you. I love you guys. God bless you. Y'all have a wonderful night. I'm going to close this out. I'm sorry this is short. I just wanted to update you guys. And I'm going to try to lay down and get a nap in before the hospital calls, which would probably be within the next 20 minutes or so, I'm thinking. But it's all good. I'm anxious to find out. I'd seen something. Well, gee whiz, I got to bring my glasses in. Oh, Michael, thank you so much. Michael Carty. And just kind of hard to read. My eyes are, especially this one. When I drive in the daytime, this eye goes blurry and it gets bloodshot. Both eyes start burning from driving. The eye doctor said it's eye strain. I need glasses. But in due time. My family comes first, and once everybody's took care of and the animals are good to go, then I'll go get me some glasses. But thank y'all again. I'm going to go ahead and end this, or I'll be here all night. I love you guys. If there's anything that I can do for you, please don't hesitate to email me. I've got an email right on the bottom of the screen, and it's also I think I put it in the description. I don't know what they're barking at. Probably coyotes. Okay, guys. Okay. But most of the videos, I have a little thing that I just copy and paste, and it has our email, and then of course our funding links for those that donate to help us. If the email's not in the description on this one, it should be on almost all of the other videos. But it's right on the bottom, standinggoatsrescue@outlook.com. If I can help you, please email me. I love you guys. I got to get these dogs outside. They're not going to stop. Y'all have a good night. And hopefully I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. God bless you. Okay, hold